Alrighty, Fit friends. Thank you so much for being here with me right now. I'm so sorry that we couldn't get on the live session tonight. I haven't gotten on exactly to figure it out, but I was thinking back and I was like, it's probably because I think I played music and I think it's copyrighted. And I thought that it was okay to have music on in your background as long as you weren't like advertising or making money off of it, but I think that was it. Total rookie mistake. So I'm gonna fix that so I can get back onto live training sessions, but I wanted to make sure that I got this out to you because I think you all are amazing. I wanted this last session to be all about just reveling in the positivity and the awesome habits that you already have created and for sticking to it. Maybe your efforts weren't perfect, but you stuck with the challenge. You came in with your best effort every day, and that's how you get success. That's how you make healthy changes. And so tonight, before we really get going, I just want to say to you how seriously honored it has been for me to host this challenge. I feel totally privileged to be surrounded by such positive, motivating, kick-ass, like-minded individuals. Thank you so much for showing up powerfully and helping me and motivating me to show up more powerfully too. Like, I'm getting teary just thinking about it. Like, you guys have made this challenge awesome. Been totally uplifting to me. So thank you so much for being a part of the challenge. So I had hoped that we all would be able to type in the comments and to just share our wins for the week. And so I hope that you all will do that on the Facebook page, on the challenge page. And either the challenge is ending, I have committed to show up more powerfully and to run the Wow Body Now fan page, the regular fan page, and to show up more powerfully there. And so I want you, if you haven't liked the fan page there yet, like it there. If you enjoyed this challenge and the energy from the challenge, make sure you go there. I'm sorry, I got a lot of noises going on. My printer's just shutting down. I got my washer and dryer going. Okay, I think it's done shutting down. All right, so make sure you head over there. And I'm gonna be hosting live Facebook sessions, coaching sessions there, covering topics that I think are helpful and motivating and interesting, and also getting feedback from the people who follow me there about what topics they want. And on a regular basis, I think I'm going to start with once a month doing live trainings there. So yeah, and if you really liked the challenge and you really connected with me and you're interested on working one-on-one and getting coaching, nutritional and fitness coaching one-on-one, you can totally message me and we can talk about what that entails and all that good stuff too. But with that, I want you to think about your big win, and I want you to just take a moment to breathe that in. Doesn't it feel good knowing that you took steps to be more healthy? Doesn't it feel good knowing that you committed to this 7 days ago, or some of you committed to it a while ago, but at least 7 days ago, you committed to focusing on this part, this healthy part, to kind of get a jump start on your healthy efforts. And you came every day and you did your best. You should feel really proud and really good about that. And so that momentum, that fit momentum that we're building, we're going to continue to carry it through. And so I also asked you to have in mind at least one healthy, fit goal that you want to focus on in this season. And I say just one because it needs to be manageable, right? So when it comes to goal setting and attaining your goals, there's this theory called the 4-burner theory. So if you imagine a stove, a gas stove with 4 burners, right? If you turn the gas on really high on one, the gas diminishes on the other ones, right? Well, that's how it is in life. We have these 4 major areas in life, usually like family, career, however your 4 main areas divide up in life of really important things, spiritual development. If you kind of divide your energy up amongst the 4, that's great, but you won't be able to maximize your potential in any one area if your focus is divided up like that. So you want to not take off or bite off too much, right? And there's this misguided belief out there that multitasking is somehow more virtuous than focusing on one thing. When multitasking really means you're probably going to be mediocre at a couple different things, or you're just going to be scraping by and getting those tasks done. So we want to really focus on one thing. So whatever that one thing is that you're like, this next month during these holidays, if I could just get this down, it's going to give me a step ahead and I'm going to feel really accomplished. So whatever it was, maybe it was a salad a day, you like that, you want to continue it. Maybe you really liked the consistency of the workouts. Maybe an everyday workouts might be great for you, might not. Maybe you're going to commit to working out 3 days a week all through December despite all the craziness, even if it's just a 10-minute workout, right? Whatever it is, maybe you have mindset goals. Maybe some of those mindset shifts that we talked about, you're really going to commit to your daily affirmations or taking a moment to meditate, to de-stress so that you can break your habits. Maybe you're really going to work on breaking emotional eating habits by really committing to manipulating your environment so that you can make the healthiest choices, the best choices. So whatever that goal is that you had in mind, I want you to right now, you have a piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to implement it. Success happens through implementation. So we're not just talking right now. I don't want you just listening. I want you participating with me. All right? I want you writing it down. So if you don't have a piece of paper, pause the video, go get a piece of paper. All right, once you've got it, I want you to come back here. So I want you to write at the top of your paper whatever that one thing is that you're going to focus on for the rest of the month. Hey, and if you want to focus on a couple different things, that's fine. But like I said, just be aware that we only have so much time and attention for everything. And if we try to do too much all at once, our efforts and our energy is divided, and we can really make huge strides in one area and feel really good about it and build up our confidence in that area. It's really going to boost you. So whatever that thing is, we want to get really specific about our plan. Success thrives on specificity, right? Thrives on specificity. So we are going to reverse engineer a plan that's going to get you to what you want to do, that's going to help you accomplish that. All right, so I'm going to think of an example. If we were live, I would ask for a volunteer and we would reverse engineer one of yours right here with everybody, but that's okay. I'm going to go through an example and I want you to follow the steps and I want you to reverse engineer your plan. So let's say that my plan for the rest of December is I'm going to do two things. I'm going to work out 3 times a week, and I'm also going to have a goal of following the steps in whenever I have my social parties and my social gatherings around the holidays. I'm going to have a goal to follow the hand method that we talked about for portion sizes, so that I'm being smart with my portions when I'm in those social events, okay? So that's my goal. Wonderful. And that's a process related goal, not so much results. You might have a more results related goal, that's fine, but I love process related goals because when you get the process down and a behavior related goal, when you master the behaviors, the results automatically follow, right? So when you reverse engineer, okay, so I know what I want to do. I'm going to work out 3 days a week for the rest of the month. And at every single social gathering that I have, I'm going to follow the hand method of portion controlling so that I am not overeating at these social events. Okay, so those are my goals. So let's start with the working out part. What steps do I have to take to be successful in my workouts? Getting really specific here, right? First of all, what days am I going to work out? Look at your schedule over the next month. Think about the upcoming weeks. What days are going to be best for you, right? So I would literally write down right now, I would write down on my paper, this day, and this day. And you can be flexible. If something pops up in a week, at the beginning of the week, you just make the adjustment, right? So let's say I'm going to choose Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays to work out, all right? Getting even more specific, what times? Is morning going to be better? Afternoon? Evening? I'm going to write down what times. Guys, science has proven that when you actually make a plan, when you say out loud and you have a plan like, I'm going to accomplish this day, this time, you are much more likely to fulfill it. So that's what we're doing here. All right? I mean, and that just makes sense, right? All right. So I know what days and what times. All right? Now I'm going to tell myself, how long am I going to work out for? Right? I'm going to have a goal. I'm going to work out for at least 20 minutes, right? Because I don't have a lot of time, and that's okay. I'm not sitting here stressing about the time constraints. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, if only I had an hour, I could get better results and blah, blah, blah. No. What I'm saying to myself is, given my time constraints, maybe I know realistically I only have 20 minutes, and then I'm going to ask myself, how am I going to get the most out of those 20 minutes? If I know I don't have a lot of time, how are my workouts going to be structured, or what am I going to do to get the most out of those 20 minutes, right? Don't stress about your time constraints. Make the most of them. So for me, I know if to get the most out of just 20-minute workouts, for me, combining cardio and weights, because I need my resistance training, I need my cardio. So things like circuits and supersets. So I already know. All right, guys, I'm going to help you with this too, because I'm going to, a little hint here, but I'm going to actually make a workout calendar with links to workouts that I have up on my YouTube channel, and it could be as easy as that for you, because I got you. All right, so I'm getting specific. I chose days, I chose times. I'm already coming in with the plan. What kind of workouts? What am I going to do? Am I going to do a YouTube workout? Well, what am I going to do, right? All right. Now, what does that look like from day to day? On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, what steps do I need to take to ensure that I am getting that workout in automatic, the pathway of least resistance? How am I going to manipulate my environment to get me there, right? So what kind of visual triggers are you going to have? And we're going to talk about the power of visual triggers after you reverse engineer your goals. Okay, so I know for me, having, first of all, my workout clothes set out the night before. I'm going to set my workout clothes the night before, and or if you need to pack your gym bag to take with you because you're going to work out in the middle of the day or go straight from work, I'm going to set those out the day before. All right, and I'm going to put the time of the day in my calendar app with the reminder. 30 minutes before I'm supposed to get going, I have that reminder. All right, so I'm holding myself accountable. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, what does it look like? Well, on Sundays, Tuesday nights, and Thursday nights, I'm setting out my workout clothes, right? I have my sneakers ready to go. I have my phone app with me, and then I have my plan, whether I have it in a workout journal or maybe I've already picked out a workout to follow on YouTube or whatever. I already know what I'm doing, right? So you have a very specific plan. You're committed to it. Okay, what about reverse engineering that using the hand method for portioning out my holiday meals? Get specific. You probably already know what holiday events, what holiday social gatherings you're going to be in. So you mark them on your calendar and you think about what type of events they are. Is it a really hoity-toity black tie event for work? Are they going to be serving, is it going to be open bar? Are they going to be serving hors d'oeuvres at dinner? What is it? And you already kind of know what to expect when you're with your family, what kind of things you're going to be eating, right? So you know what the events are, right? So if you're going to use the hand thing, first of all, you got to make sure that you remember what it is. So are you going to have a picture of the hand method in your phone? Right? Don't you need to practice using that method before you get in those possible situations where you might want to overeat? So how are you going to learn it? I'm going to commit myself to using the hand method to guesstimate and measure out what I'm eating. Maybe I'm going to do it on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right after my workouts when I'm eating my recovery meal. That's called goal stacking, right? When you already are doing something and you have a goal to do something and you stack another goal around it, it's easier to do it because you have that visual, you have that reminder to do one thing and they're connected, right? So It's another strategy. Stack your goals. If you stack your goals with something, it's even easier when you stack new goals with already embedded old goals. So what that would look like is, like, I brush my teeth every day, but maybe I don't floss every day. So you say, obviously, every day after I brush my teeth, I'm going to floss, and I'm going to set the floss by the toothbrush. So I'm stacking my goals there, right? Or maybe I have a goal every day. You can stack goals like that, all right? So I am committed now to practicing using the hand method to guesstimate portions for my recovery meals every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so that I'm more confident in my ability to do that when I get to those social gatherings, right? So I already know that's the steps I'm going to take. And then think about the day of the social gatherings. What are you going to do before you go in? And we talked about all this. It was yesterday, right? Navigating social events. All right. So hopefully by now you have reverse engineered your process, right? Your process for doing what you committed to doing, for achieving this one or two things that you want to focus on for the rest of the month. Doesn't it feel good to have a plan? Don't you feel excited? And there's not as much dread about it. You're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. But then like stress, oh, am I really going to do it? And do I really have time for it? No, of course you're going to do it. Because you are the type of person that gets things done. You are the type of person that makes a plan and follows through. Right? Of course you are. So we've reverse engineered it. So that's a huge step. But we all know best laid plans, life gets in the way, emotions get in the way, unexpected stressors get in the way. So what else can we do to help us really get there, to help us stick to our goals and not procrastinate and not let other things get in the way, and to stay and to find intrinsic internal motivation even when it's lacking, right? What are we going to do? We're going to talk about visual triggers, okay? And these kind of goes a lot along with the idea that we've already discussed about manipulating your environment to make the easiest choices the best choices. So I want to tell you a couple different stories about two different people. So first of all, visual cues are so important. We've talked about that imagery, using visual cues to help you, to get you motivated. So that's what we're talking more about. I'm going to give you a couple different more strategies to use to help you. So the first story is about a young rookie stockbroker. His name was, what was his name? His name was Trent Dursman, and he was at he was in some suburb in Vancouver in 1993, and he was a rookie at this stockbroker law firm. And so he's a rookie, nobody expected much from him, whatever. But within 18 months, he had built up a business portfolio worth over $5 million. From rookie to building up a business portfolio with assets worth $5 million. And you know how he did it? He did what he calls the paperclip strategy. So every single he reverse engineered his goal. He wanted to get there. He wanted to kick ass. And part of his reverse engineering, how he showed up powerfully every day, was he was going to make 120 different business calls to different people. 120 a day. So he got 120 paper clips and put them in a jar. And then he had an empty jar, and it sat there on his desk. Every day as soon as he got into work at 8 o'clock, he didn't check his emails, he didn't listen to the news, he didn't listen to the stock reports, because none of that mattered. If there was something important enough, it would make his way to it. He knew that if he wanted to kick butt and reach his goal, he had to focus on the fundamentals of business, and that was reaching out, networking, right? So as soon as he got in, he started making calls. After every call, one paperclip moved to the completed jar. And that visual cue got him going. As soon as he came in, he saw those 120 paper clips waiting to be moved, and he got to it. And how do you think it felt every time he was able to move a paper clip over? Felt good, right? Oh yes, it felt good. So these visual cues, it was a trigger for him. It reminded him of his goal and his process, right? And then that idea of logging your progress as you go, having a visual cue where you can measure your progress, it's very motivating because we as people tend to value things that we already have and own. So it was like him owning those phone calls. He already accomplished that. That became his. And what that's called is, I forget what they call it. Researchers call that the endowed progress effect. The endowed progress effect. So what that just means is we value things more than we own them. So using those paper clips to visually track his progress and to see that he owned those phone calls, he already did it, it meant that that whole thing, making more calls, became more important to him. It was more motivating to him. All right? So visual cues can be used for long-term motivation, or short-term motivation like that, like the cue to get right into it and to help you keep going in the moment to help you move those along, right? And there's other methods that you can use for visual cueing to help you track progress long-term so that you can be consistent long-term. All right? So good old Trent Disman, thank you for that awesome example, the paperclip strategy that you can use if you want, right? For example, if maybe your goal is to do some type of resistance training or to increase your upper body strength. And maybe you broke it down to where you're going to do 100 push-ups a day. And very few people can do 100 in a row. So maybe you're going to say, I'm going to do it 10 times a day with 10 paper clips at a time. You get your 100 paper clips, you do it 10 times, you move one over every time you do it. By the end of the day, you're done, right? I mean, you can apply this in many different ways. So to be able to help it long-term, to track yourself and stay motivated long-term, I want to tell a story about Jerry Seinfeld. Who else loves Jerry Seinfeld? I think he's hilarious. I grew up watching his show, Seinfeld, and he was one of the most highest earning comedians of all times, right? And it wasn't just because of luck. It wasn't just because, he had the it factor. It was because he was consistent. And it was because he used a visual trigger to stay consistent. All right? So there was a young, up-and-coming comedian, and I can't remember his name, but he actually ran into Jerry backstage one time. He was either the warm-up comedian for Jerry or something, and he asked Jerry, he said, what can I do to be as successful as you? And you know what Jerry said? He said, buy a calendar for the whole year and put it up in your house. And he said, buy a big red marker. And then he said, the way to become a better comedian and a successful comedian is to think up better jokes. The way to think up better jokes is to write every day, is to be in that creative process and write every day. And Jerry said, commit to writing and to that creative process, doing it every single day. And he said, every single day that you do it, whether it's 5, 10, 30 minutes, where you're committed to writing down jokes, thinking of jokes, to that creative process, every day you put an X up on for that day on that calendar. And he was like, after a couple days, your goal, your only responsibility is to not break the chain. Notice he wasn't like, only do it if you can really commit to it really well and really come up with 100% funny jokes every day. No, it was just committing to the process. It was just showing up and doing the fundamentals, right? Do the fundamentals. Focus on the fundamentals. Focus on the process. You know what you want to do. You already have it in your head. You've reversed engineered. You know the fundamentals that you have to do every day. And using that visual view of the calendar and then just telling yourself, I'm not going to break the chain. I can't break the chain. You start to see that chain of X's going across, and that's your visual cue for your long-term progress, showing you that you own that. That's yours. You already earned that. It's going to be more motivated to keep going long-term. And so that visual cue of seeing that progress long-term and how far you've come and knowing, just telling yourself, I can't break the chain. I got to keep it going, right? So Jerry Seinfeld, You know how successful he was? At one point he was making like 85 million a year, right? Just from showing up powerfully, just from using a visual cue, just from reverse engineering his goals and knowing how he needed to show up powerfully, the steps that he needed to take to show up powerfully. And I say show up powerfully, even though it's a simple task. It's a simple task to sit down and find 10 minutes to practice writing jokes. I mean, I can't write jokes. I'm not a comedian. But it's a simple task to sit down and think about your week and think about the 20 minutes for what day, for 3 days a week, that you're going to devote to your workout. When you think about it, that's pretty simple, but it's power in that simplicity. There's power in showing up and focusing on the fundamentals, right? So these visual cues are going to help you continue through. You have your goal, you reversed engineered it, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you guys to keep in touch with you through the Wow Body Now Facebook page, to see your progress for the rest of the month. I'm so freaking excited. So like, can you imagine how good it's going to feel? We're going to get to New Year's Eve and everybody's going to be talking about, oh, I'm going to start my New Year's resolution. You're like, please. I'm already doing it. I'm already in the process. You already have that chain of X's on your calendar showing how you've already been consistent. How good is that going to feel? It's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome, guys. So, what I'm going to do for you, I am putting together a calendar, a workout schedule calendar that I'm going to post on, I'll post it here and on the Wow Body Now fan page. And if you choose to, I'll put a workout there a day. And on the days that you choose to work out, you can do it. You can follow the calendar. You can do a workout every day if you want to, right? There'll be links to workouts that I already have posted on YouTube if that's going to help you. And you can actually print up that calendar. And I'm going to have a space for you to write down your goal. And you're going to be able to put notes in for your specific goal, whatever it is. So you're going to write down on your calendar what steps you're taking every day to reach that goal that you chose that we just reverse engineered. And you can use the Jerry Seinfeld calendar method to put an X every day. And your goal is just to not break the chain. Just don't break the chain, guys. You can do it. Yeah, you can. I know you can. So I'm going to do that for you. And what I want you to do is I just want you to just focus on that thing. Don't break the chain. Continue holding yourself accountable. Let's continue this nurturing community on the Wow Body Now Facebook fan page because I love it. I hope to see you all over there. And anytime that you have questions about something, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can message me on Facebook page. And chances are, if you have the question, somebody else or several other people have that same question. Put it up on the Wow Body Now Facebook fan page, and I will do my best to answer it, whether creating a video or maybe a live session about it or maybe a quick answer on the Facebook page, whatever it is. But I'm so excited. I'm so proud. And like I said, I'm completely honored to have been able to spend these past 7 days with you. I'm so excited to keep this fit momentum going. I know you guys are going to continue to kick some ass. That's what we're all about here. So with that, I'm going to let you go, and I will be checking in, and I hope to see a lot more of you on the Facebook fan page over at Wow Body Now. And again, if you really liked my style here, if you really connected here and you have a desire to maybe get more one-on-one coaching, I do have my 12-week Wow Body Now Blueprint online coaching program. And if you'd like to learn more about that, you can message me and we can set up a call about that and see if it won't be a good match for you and me to work together in that way. All right? So with that, I will see you tomorrow because the challenge is ending, but we're going to continue the momentum over on the Wow Body Now Facebook fan page. Love you, love you, love you. Good night. Mwah, 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 mwah.